Howdy.
Howdy to you too. If I remember right, there is a skill magazine somewhere about here.
Excuse me?
Is it in? Oh,
Seen these orders. A Vanguard captain. You... Yes, sir. I'll make sure they get what they require.
hello.
That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second-in-command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude. I was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the cabinet. Chief Yassine wants you to know the Interstellar Affairs Office is fully committed to this endeavor, accessing the Terramorph data and beyond.
Okay.
We're going to do everything in our power to make sure you have the tools you need. And that means first getting you into the archives. You do know what the archives are, correct?
They're the repositories for all banned data from the Colony War.
Someone paid attention in current events. So, then you also know that it was originally managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency, and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varoon.
Now, the UC is already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Varoon to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
You think they'd be clamoring to help after the spaceport attack?
I couldn't agree more. However, both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now,
Varunas
I'll provide
can.
guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate.
And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative.
But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varoon?
Ambassador Radcliffe.
The good Ambassador Radcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable.
Well then, hope she's doing a good job.
Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her.
Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support.
And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code.
Alright, tell me about these other tools.
Certainly. See, good diplomacy is all about the careful application of pressure. We just need to find the squeeze.
UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage.
But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell.
So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen.
Now, we recovered some intel we believe should be able to help with that. But there's also a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for information. Maybe even convince to work with you.
That's all I need for Ambassador Radcliffe.
All right. Here, your diplomatic ID. I'll give them a heads up you're on your way. Not likely to let you through the door otherwise.
And take these. Chief Yassine wanted you to have some options on how to proceed in there.
Tell me, Ambassador Balmore.
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge.
When the rest of House Varoon retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here.
He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varun thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
Yeah, I'm sure he can reason with. House Frayne are people just like us.
I wouldn't be so sure of that.
Of course. But there is another wrinkle. We're not 100% sure Balmore is actually still alive. His public appearances were always rare, but it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting.
Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice.
I'll track him down.
I have no doubt. Now, the embassy front door isn't an option, but our spies have stated there's a side entrance that should allow you access. Here, this device should get you all the way down to the embassy interior. Once you're inside, though, finding the ambassador is going to be up to you. And fair warning, we received a report that alarms might have been tripped inside the embassy during the attacks. Watch out for automated security in there.
Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her and her staff's mind. Be smart out there, Captain.
We'll just go right up to her and say hi.
Hey, when you get a moment, can we talk?
Sure.
I don't got many friends, so I figure I gotta level with you. My past keeps showing up. I should get ahead of it before I get behind it. Hell, this is tougher than I thought it was gonna be.
Just take the leap. No matter what happens, Sam, I'm in your corner.
That means a lot. You know, when I turned 18, my dad used one of his many connections to get me my first real job. That, plus the magical co-family name, meant I was shipping freight out of Aquila. If there's a way to take the wonder out of space, it was working for that outfit. Every milligram of helium-3 accounted for. Timetables down to the second. Too busy to ever really appreciate anything. Or even look up.
That sounds terrible.
And the pay? Well, it paid for my apartment, but that's about all I can say for it. So, an opportunity comes by from the boss man. He says, run this job, don't ask questions, and there's a bonus. Hell, I was still just a kid. I jumped on it. I knew I wasn't shipping some dried mangoes, but suddenly, God help me, it was fun.
This will not end well.
You think? So, more jobs started coming. And everywhere I went, suddenly dangerous people were much better armed. I'd hear about armed conflicts and civilian casualties. Innocent casualties. And I'd pretend that wasn't me. Maybe I wasn't smuggling weapons, maybe I was carrying something else. As long as I never open the boxes, I can keep pretending.
Well, you didn't actually kill them. But go on with your story, Sam.
Soon the boss man's relying on me, and the pay wasn't. I also started partying a lot together. Hard. There are whole weeks that are blank. Never had a lick of trouble. Till I did.
Sounds like he took advantage of you.
Yeah, but it takes two to tango. To this day, I don't know what I was running that last job. But it was tasty enough, a whole mess of Crimson Fleet jumped me at the rendezvous. Yeah, a sane man would have been scared. But I looked at my pissant trading skiff's dual cannons and shouted, "Oh, this is on!" Yeah, I blew up one of the pirates before they realized that I was out of my gourd. Managed to get them down to 2 left before every system I had was fried. I was done. And that should have been the end. But that's when the Rangers showed up.
Taking out fleet vessels with a skiff cannon is pretty impressive as hell.
I don't even know how I did it. Pure instinct. But it wasn't enough. And then, dependable and straight as an arrow, Lillian Hart came on the comm, and well, It's like hearing the voice of an angel. The Rangers took them out, no problem. Oh, that's fuzzy, though. See, I passed out. And when I came to, Lillian was there. Seems the Rangers were impressed with me. Offered me a job. Yeah, by all rights, it should have been a prison cell, but Lillian, she saw something in me. And I took the job. And that's it. All my cards are on the table.
Hmm. You aren't that kid anymore. You're probably a better person from it.
Well, after I hit bottom, I learned a lot. Fast. But the thing that scares me is Cora. I mean, I gotta tell her someday. Sometimes the way she looks at me, I'm not worthy of that. But to see that look gone...
When she's older, the time is right, you'll have to tell her.
Well, ain't that something to look forward to? Just so you know, all this is why Lillian is something else. And I really need to own that. And have a tough talk with Lillian. Tell her about that follow-through you mentioned. Cora's at an important age right now. Every visit counts. You can't flake on her. Well, for now, let's do something more cheery. Like getting a root canal.
Or doing this quest line. I wonder if the... Uh-oh. Right. I wonder if it all stacks. Probably haven't been outside yet. Like the Sam liked that. I wonder if it stacks on top of the liked rating once you started the conversation. Like, will it start putting new plus points onto the conversation?
Right away, Captain. Sergeant Ewing.
Hmm.
They have mixers for expats at the embassy every now and then. Only place you can get some good old...
Visitors are only allowed in the lobby.
Always good to get back to Freestar soil. Even if it is surrounded by New Atlantis.
All that security and they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. I
Hello.
just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Everyone's
Do you have an appointment?
Yes. I'm here on behalf of the United Colonies. We need the Freestar Collector's help. Or Captain Shilgan, UC Vanguard. You and I need to talk, Ambassador.
Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants terramorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right.
Yeah, Sam, you talk up here.
Ambassador, I can't emphasize how important this is.
And who might you... Oh, I recognize that face. You're a Co, aren't you? Didn't you run away to help that little explorers club?
Really? An Explorers Club. Ma'am, I've signed up to help my friend here, who's looking to stop a whole heap of needless pain and suffering. Imagine if this happened in Aquila City, or Neon. The results would be bad, or, let's be honest here, far, far worse. We owe it to our people to do something.
It's a disturbing thought, Mr. Coe. And while it is my job to protect the people of the Collective, the way to do that, I believe, is clear. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because it is dangerous. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time and yours, and go?
Oh, come on. Just listen to what I have to say at least, Ambassador.
You're really gonna push this? All right, I will give you one chance. One to convince me. Understood.
Thank you, Ambassador. Just hear me out.
I'm listening.
Can I just pay her for information?
I think we can work something out.
Oh my god! Like Sam said, the Freestar Collective owes the people to act.
Coes do have a way with words. Imagine how it'd look if the next attack occurred in Freestar space. Well, Captain, you make some good points. But if I'm really granting you access, I'm gonna need the following concessions. Your access will be limited. You can only take out the items related to stopping these terramorphs. The monitors will make sure of it.
That's fine.
You go in once. You get everything you need on your trip, and never again. And all research done with the data will be monitored. If this data is being used to save the galaxy needs to be involved in the oversight. Freestar scientists will watch your people like hawks. So, do we have an agreement?
Agreed.
Excellent. Follow me.
I have no issue with any of that. Actually, if I could, I'd make a counter offer. Which is basically, instead of just standing there watching us, you can fucking help.
They tell me it should only take a moment. And there. Don't make me regret this, Captain.
That's the easy one. Now we have to go fight some robots. Let's try this one out, actually. Never really tried the Big Bang, so... Particle weapon shotgun. Now, we know where that place is. We've been in there already. Varun's embassy is right here. You can't even get in the front door, so... Yeah, it's a key. It's called the House Varun Override. And I haven't even upgraded this thing yet, so... Time to get high on plant.
Is it supposed to look like this? With Varun, you just never know.
You know, the first time I came through, I thought it was supposed to be the Great Serpent itself. Like, the voice coming over the radio, I just thought it was meant to be like the Great Serpent. Yeah, drug time.
What the holy hell happened here? This is really weird. Oh, it hurts.
Yeah, the things you find in the toilet in a Bethesda game. Actually, I'll probably need that isocentered magnet for upgrading this. If you're on your own, you can sneak through here and turn off all the robots before they became a problem. But because Sam's here, I have to worry about the fucking... excuse me. So yeah, there's a reason why they're all going crazy right now, and it's not to do with the spaceport attack. That's where we go afterwards. Oh shit, I didn't have to eat that. I thought that was food. Right, so make a pattern like that to do this. Yep. Yeah, as you turn those power breakers on, the vents come on, and the stuff that's in the air that's intoxicating you is getting removed. It's actually a pretty useful shotgun.
All you.
This was a much tougher fight when I first came down here.
So, what seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us. You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss. Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, who could cage such a beauty? Eh? Tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Then the embassy was struck with a power surge, and then silence. Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly?
The spaceport's in rough shape, but not much else was damaged.
Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door, hmm? And the broadcast spoke of terror morphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code. So the UC requires information then. On terror morphs, presumably, hmm? Do I see this all clearly?
Correct, and we'll use the data in the archives to better understand and stop these attacks.
The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement. For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy. With little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Varun's legacy is more than just carnage. The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
You have my word, and I'll make sure it's used for good.
For whatever it's worth, Sam Coe here. You got my word too.
Well then, I shall not fear. Please, follow me. Let's hope it still works. And there. Let it be used for good. The Great Serpent guide your path.
Yeah, I've met the Great Serpent, mate. It's not always cracked up to be. All he does is sit in the fucking Unity and stare at the fucking Unity. Well, he doesn't sit. He sits in front of Unity, staring at the Unity. He doesn't do much. But there's a lot there. Like, once you finally meet the Great Serpent, as the House of Ruin call him, there's not much to him. He just wants to sit and look at the Unity, and for some reason he wants more Starborn. Like, he wants there to be more Starborn, and it's never made clear why he wants them. And it's also clear he's responsible in some way for your becoming a Starborn. Like, he set up events so that you could become a Starborn. He changed the rules and made it so that you, particularly the player character, instead of dying, would become a Starborn for once. And once you do, it sets off a whole chain of events. And I'm not quite sure why he wanted that yet. It's not to do with the player character being a Starborn, it's to do with the consequences of the player character becoming a Starborn that wasn't in the universe before. There's a countless number of Sarah Morgan Starborns. There's a countless number of what's his face? The Hunter. Like, there's always a Hunter, there's always an emissary. And who is which is the question. But why does it why did your player character become a third character in this? There's always an emissary, there's always a hunter, and now there's always the explorer. The miner. The fucking unknown factor. It's like he's watching a let's play of everything you do. Everything that happens in the universe, and he wanted an unknown quantity into it to mix it up a bit to give him a bit more entertainment. Why was it pointing this? Oh yeah, there's the elevator down there. Let's go finish this off. We need to get the archive data first before we can finish this mission off.
Captain, you're back sooner than... Oh, wait. Did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe? And Balmore? We're all in agreement.
Code pieces from House Ruin and Free Star. Collected and ready to be deployed.
So the old man was still lurking around in there. Fine work, Captain. And now,
I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter. Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
Yes?
After the UC Navy's defeat at the Battle of Cheyenne by the Freestar Collective ragtag fleet, both sides
That's supposed to be a British historian. Alright, Mike. Back at the Battle of the Free Star Collective at Cheyenne. What the fuck? Okay, there's one of each.
Captain, we've been expecting you. Please approach the monitoring station and we will go over the rules. Welcome, Captain, to the archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in Unit 18. You will not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return to the entrance. You may insert the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin.
And house room is empty.
Verified. Unlocking. You may proceed, Captain.
You gotta wonder why it's all in UC space, by the way. You'd think they would agree that it gets held in a neutral space where nobody has custody over it, sort of thing. But it's somehow, like, the Galbank's situated in Freestar in UC space. Even though it's a neutral corporation, it doesn't have a headquarters outside the UC, it has it inside the UC. SSN is neutral, but it's inside UC space. But then again, SSN and Galbank probably got founded before those things happened, so it's sort of understandable for those two. But the armistice had to get made after the Colony War. So why was it made in UC space instead of a neutral area?
Yes, what? There you are.
Captain, Deputy told me what went down. Impressive work.
Captain, if you'd be willing to transfer the documents to the Major, she and I have been discussing what comes next.
Time for us to start getting some real answers. And figure out if we've been asking the right questions. So whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Acknowledged and accepted, Captain. So with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already has the equipment, the safety measures. Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Captain, if you'll follow me.
Mm-hmm. And I have to go see mysterious interloper who has got the blah 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 spoilers that you'll get next episode. But we're going to get our citizenship, buy our apartment, shitty apartment in the well, and then we're going to go.
Cool spacesuit.
Thanks, mate. Elevator straight to the top. I've got no need to worry so much about going over time just now, so because I'm recording on the Sunday instead of the Saturday for this final episode.
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of the United Colonies?
I'm ready.
Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version. Please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies. Through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen?
I will.
Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as a full citizen. Here, your official ID and your citizenship dispensation.
We've also let the Aphelion Realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property.
Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you, but this person is in a sensitive position.
Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this, but we think this person has information that could prove useful in dealing with the Terramorphs. And they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by name.
So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strictest confidence. You can tell no one. Can you agree to these terms?
I'll take it to my grave.
Let's hope it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to subsection 7. I'll make sure you're cleared for access by the time you get there.
Can I just jump out of here and go? That doesn't look like it's... Oh, yes! Sam's in the background! Right, there we go. Now, where's the fucking realty office? There it is. You know, I've never been in that tunnel before. The one right there in front of me, it's in front of the mass building. Graffiti, overlook the mass building.
We have company. Good day, ma'am. You looking to chat? Then you're looking for someone else. You should be going now.
Not interested.
I've never seen those two in my life. Anyway, Ophelia and Reality. We'll buy or...
It's a buyer's market right now. Good time to make a move. Welcome to Feeling Realty. I'm Zora, and I'm here to help with whatever you may need. What brings you in today? Looking to settle down or move up in the world or just window shopping?
I'd like to find some place to live in New Atlantis.
I don't blame you. It's a lovely city, the crown jewel of the UC. I'm here if you have any more questions or if you'd like to look at properties.
I'd like to see what I have for sale.
Well, first of all, let me just say congratulations on becoming a United Colony citizen. Let's see what we have available. Right now, I've got a little place in the well that's up for grabs. Needs some work, and the location is less than ideal, but it's a foot in the door, so to speak. I have a penthouse apartment in one of the residential towers. I forgot. Government has dibs on that one. Well, if it comes back on the market, I'll let you know. Sound like something you're interested in?
Oh, it'll be back in the market, alright. I don't have to buy. I don't even have to buy it. I'd like the apartment in the well.
Great. It's very cozy. I'm sure you'll love it. I'll just process the transaction and make sure ownership is transferred. And the apartment is all yours. Congratulations.
Yeah, any properties outside of New Atlantis?
Oh, don't I wish. Between UC regulations and demand here in the city, I haven't had a chance to branch out yet. But you best believe I'm keeping an eye on the situation and actively lobbying for a little more leeway.
DLC content, probably.
Stop by anytime.
Right, so we now own property in the well. See, I've never met those agents before, so I want to know what they're about. But yay! Right, anyway. So that's what's done for today, and that's the final episode of this week. So I'll see you again next episode where we're going to meet... Spoilers! See you then. Bye-bye!